Welcome back to Autism Live. We are here with the Paskowitz-Asners. We have Matt Asner and Navah Paskowitz-Asner.
Hello.
You should hyphenate too. That would be fun.
I begged him to do that. That's the actual tradition in Hawaii.
Is it?
In Hawaii, when you get married, the man hyphenates his name as well. And ask how many seconds he thought about it.
How many seconds exactly did you think about it?
Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I am, look, everyone that knows me knows that I'm a Paskowitz-Asner.
Well, and I said it. Listen, I asked my husband to hyphenate too, and he didn't either, but everybody knows he's a Penrod Miller too, so there we go.
Okay.
In any case, we have lots to talk about because you guys you've got something really amazing that's been a wish and a dream for your family, a legacy for your dad, the Ed Asner Family Center.
Yes.
An amazing thing that has now come to fruition. In this summer, you're launching with your soft open with Camp Ed.
Yeah.
And we just talked a little bit about that. But I wanted to just have Matt come in and talk a little bit about this. Is really important for your family and for your dad. Your dad's wanted this for a while, yes?
Absolutely. And you know what? It's interesting because we're in a place right now where people, it's summer. We'll talk about the camp a little bit, then we'll talk about the summer,
sure.
Or the center. But it's summer, and people don't have I don't think they have a lot of quality places to bring their kids during the summer. And you know what Joanne and Navah and Garth were talking about earlier about the inclusion aspect of it. You know, a whole family could go to camp there.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part of this whole thing, is that, you know, we want people to get together and be creative and work on themselves and really come out of this feeling like $1 million. And I think it's going to translate in other areas of life. It'll translate in employment. It'll translate in how they work with other people. It's a very important, I think, part of what we're doing. When I was younger, I had terrible learning disabilities when I was younger.
And I did not know that.
It's true. Back then, a long time ago, when I was very young, there were not a lot of programs out there that could help someone like me. And, you know, I probably was on the spectrum as well at that point. But it was difficult for me because my issues were that I wasn't putting it together in school, and they didn't have the tools to get me to put it together in school. So luckily, my mother, I'll give her most of the credit, saw to it that I went to a school that could address these issues, and I was able to kind of right the ship, and ended up going to a college prep school and graduating and, you know, being valedictorian of the class, and it was a success story. It was a wonderful success story. But I'm just mentioning this because if I had had arts classes at an early age, if I had had the ability to put everything together through art and certainly through and if my family had had a place where we could all go together to have mental health services and to come together in that way, I think it would have been a very different, much less of a struggle for me. And I think that that in itself right there has lit the fire in me to give kids and families the opportunity to have a life together of healing and of creativity and of art and of health
under one roof. And that's the whole premise.
So I know it's kind of a long-winded way of getting there, but you know, I think we get so wrapped up in what we have to do in our lives, and it's such a difficult to get a diagnosis of anything is so difficult to handle as a person and certainly as a parent. And I think we get wrapped up in our own lives and how much baggage we have, and we don't think about taking care of ourselves as much as we should as a family.
Or we feel guilty to take care of ourselves because we think that, huge life-changing experience for your child that you just want to protect them. It's not that you want to change them. You want to just protect them and make them happy and not struggle. You just want their lives to be easier. And for a parent, that becomes all-encompassing, and to the point of your health.
Absolutely.
You and I know, you know, what happens when you have chronic stress in your life. And I think that to give the parents the ability to say, I'm going to be a better advocate, I'm going to be a stronger parent, I'm going to be able to take care of my other children if I take care of myself first. And I think for me, because I was a single mom with 4 kids, 2 on the spectrum, and really struggling. I mean, I had panic attacks 24 hours a day at one point because I was under so much stress financially, and just not, really unsure of how I could take care of Eddie at that point when he was tantruming 24 hours a day. And I really needed to talk to somebody. I needed that support, and I couldn't afford it. And for me, Matt has his inspiration, but my inspiration is that when I was working at the Chabad and I saw the support of the Chabad and their families and everything, it inspired me to say, wait a minute, we're going at this the wrong way. There's a 80-90% divorce rate in special needs families, and we need to take care and lift up the foundation of the family, and not just the impacted child or teen or adult or whatever. We need to say, what can we do for this family? And a lot of times it would save marriages, and maybe if not save the marriage, then at least allow these 2 parents to be able to work together for the betterment of their child who has autism or another something else. And I think it's for us to say we're just going to focus on the children, I think is doing the community a disservice.
Absolutely.
And I think my father has a very similar push for this. Mm-hmm. He was a young man who I think looked at his life, or was going through life not knowing what his future would be, was most likely going to stay in Kansas City and work with his brother at the Asner scrap metal yard.
Okay.
He was introduced to acting. And through performance and through that beautiful,
Outlet.
dramatic experience, he was able to produce self-confidence and become someone that he really wanted to be. And I think that is what he wants to replicate. He wants to take the arts, and there's so many amazing programs out there that are doing this already. So we kind of looked at that and said, why don't we just bring them in and have this kind of be this kind of beautiful experience for everyone, where these amazing programs are all featured in one place.
Yeah, make a home.
Make a home. And so, and I'll tell you, my dad would be the first person to tell you if he hadn't become an actor. I've asked him this once. I said, if you hadn't become an actor, what would you be doing now? And he said, the alternative is too horrible even to think about. Because acting was what he was meant to do.
Right.
That was what he was meant to do, and it gave him the creativity and the self-confidence to go out there and kind of conquer life.
And I just want to say that what I think, there's so many things that I think are particularly beautiful about this, but especially, people are bombarded in the first few years of autism, right? And then this camp this summer is for 10 to 25, you said? And I love that. I know that eventually you're going to expand to all ages.
Absolutely.
But to start with 10 to 25, because around 10 is usually the place where the family has settled into a routine, and the self-care isn't there. And we talk about the cliff that happens at 18, but there's a cliff at 10 too, where it's like, okay, my life doesn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. Where do I go from here?
Yeah.
And to create a home for those families to come to that is loving, accepting, create something higher to
Yeah.
work on and to grow so that there is still hope abounding, and a place, an outlet for everybody, is a really wonderful gift that you're giving to the community.
I love the idea of just having some place that everyone can go and hang out after school and on the weekends, and just, you know, the dads are hugely underserved market, and for the dads to come and have a place, have a cup of coffee in the cafe, and just if they don't want to do a support group, a lot of dads don't want that. They can speak to an MFT privately, one-on-one. I think you know, this is going to be more than a therapy center. This is going to be a community center. This is going to be a home away from home for people.
I love it.
And all of these areas, we're seeing cut on a regular basis from schools and from life. I mean, mental health. Let's just, you know, start right there. We're just in denial that there's something wrong here. There is something wrong, that we're not helping people, and it can be so easy to start helping people just by, you know, having something like the center where people can go and just talk. And
and see other people surviving.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes you just need to see, oh, somebody else is getting through this. Okay, I'm going to figure out how you're doing that.
Well, and it creates a
then I'm gonna
dialogue,
walk behind.
doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
So I think that it's amazing. You're starting this summer with Camp Ed. And we talked a little bit about that before, but you're only taking 20 campers per week.
Yeah.
People need to get registered immediately. Samantha, let's show them the website where they can go to get registered. It is $500 a week per camper, but that is all inclusive, lunch and snacks, and the parents participating as well. So you're not going to beat that in Los Angeles. I don't know that you're going to beat that anywhere in the United States.
The best programs already on the market.
Gosh,
I mean, there is nothing like Spectrum Laboratories. There is nothing. Well, Joanne Laura is a force unto herself, but
honestly,
we really have a wonderful team together.
And Navah's a force unto herself.
Well, the two of you together, I made them
dark side
sit
of the
together
floor.
because we love to watch them together. We all get diabetes watching this happy couple, which I adore. But I want to go back to this because there are 3 separate weeks. You do not have to sign up for all 3 weeks. You can do just 1 week and
Or 2.
span. Yeah, absolutely. So there's a green week, red week, and blue week. The first week is green, July 9th through the 13th. Then red week is July 16th through the 20th, and blue week is 23rd through the 27th. And you need to get a $100 deposit down to hold your place for that 20. Spots are going fast. You need to call, register, not call. We don't do that anymore. We do everything online. Register online to be able to do this amazing
And if
classes.
your typical sibling is within 10 and 25 age range, they're welcome to attend as well.
You gotta love that. You gotta absolutely love that. There's gonna be a lot more happening at the center that you guys are gonna be back and talk more about more
we're going to have
things.
so many. I mean, what I'm excited about is we're going to have a real job training program with Autism Works now. And I've seen with my own eyes the work that they're doing, and to have that within our home is very exciting.
So this is just the beginning, but it's
Just
a
the
great
beginning.
beginning. Camp Ed, really want to encourage people, get yourself registered for this. 10 to 25 is the age range, and it's starting in just a few weeks, so you need to get registered.
And our
as
hours
soon as
are
possible.
from 10 to 3 every day, every weekday. And we have some aftercare from 3 to 5 if need be for an additional cost.
Okay. So great things to keep in mind. Thank you guys for all the
Thank
work
you for
that you're
having
doing
us.
and,
We
and
love
this
coming.
wonderful
We love coming
idea. You know you're always welcome here. We want this to feel like home to you
It
guys.
does.
So.
It kind of feels like home.
Okay, it should.
It does.
It does.
it
We
absolutely
like
should.
had our first date here, basically.
I think so,
That picture that I posted the other day, that's literally my first experience on.
Oh, really?
How funny.
Oh, wow.
I love
I'm
that.
looking like
We've watched
I'm
this
all
couple
nervous.
happen, the Brady Bunch of autism. Giving everybody out there who isn't in a relationship hope, because
there's always hope.
There's always
always
hope, right?
There is.
Isn't that what you always say to me? Hope
There
is our
is.
favorite 4-letter word.
It is.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
Right, absolutely.
And you know,
there's
I was
reason
watching
to
Lord
hope.
of the Rings the other day, and
Yes.
they say that. In
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they said there's always hope.